Lesson 23 is a really fun lesson. It's on graphical solutions. So it says solve the system by graphing. So the first thing we have to do is rewrite these equations, but on the form of y equals, so that we have it y equals mx plus b, and we can easily graph them. So we're going to pass the 2x that is negative, we're going to pass it positive, we're going to pass it to add, and then the 3 that is multiplying, we're going to pass it to divide. Now in this case, I can simplify 6 divided by 3, which is 2. And then the one on the bottom, we just have to pass the x that is adding to subtract. So the two equations that we're going to be graphing are y equals 2/3 of x plus 2 and y equals negative x minus 1. So now we are going to graph each one of these lines. I'm going to use two different colors for the lines. So the first one, remember we start on 2 on the B, the intersection with the y-axis. Always on the y-axis, not on the x-axis. And then 2/3 is telling us to move 2 units up and 3 to the right. 2 units up and 3 to the right. So that's my next point. And then 2 units up and 3 to the right. That would be my other point. Now if I want to see how it looks on the other side, I can move the opposite direction, which would be 2 down, but then 3 to the left. And those would be the 3 or 4 points I need to graph the line. Now we're going to graph the other line. The other line, we start with -1. So I'm going to start down here on -1. And the slope in this case is -1. Remember that -1 is -1/1, which we're going to move 1 down and then 1 to the right. And 1 down, 1 to the right. And again, if I want to go the opposite direction, it would be 1 up, 1 to the left. And 1 up, 1 to the left. So we have enough points now to draw our line, and that would be the second line. Now remember that the solution is the one point where these two lines meet. So we already found it. That point there is the solution of these two lines. Now we have a problem because we can't say exactly what those coordinates are. So we found the graphical solution, but we don't have an exact solution. Now remember that in the past you have learned other ways to solve these kind of systems of equations. You've learned elimination and substitution. So right now we can easily do substitution to find the exact solution. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase some of these to have some space down here to work with. So using those two lines, I know that these two y's are the same, so I can say that 2/3 of x plus 2 equals -x minus 1. That would be substitution. And now what we have to do is pass the -x to add and the 2 to subtract. So if we add those, we get 5/3 and then the 5/3 that is multiplying goes to multiply by the reciprocal. So it would be -3 times 3/5. And the answer would be -9/5. And then to find y, we just have to change the sign and add -1. So we are going to do that, and that would be +9/5 minus 1, which would be 4/5. So my answer is -9/5 and 4/5. And notice that if you estimate, this one is very close to -2, which this is very close to -2, and this one is 4/5, which is right about here. So notice that we did get the correct answer both in the graphical solution and in the exact solution. Let's do this other one. This one is a lot simpler because we have a vertical line. But we're going to do the same. We want to rewrite, so we have y equals mx plus b. And then this one, we realize it's a horizontal line. And now again, I'm going to graph the first one starting on 2. And then we're going to go 2 up, 1 to the right. And then 2 up and 1 to the right. And then if you want to go the other side, it would be 2 down, 1 to the left. And that is the line that we can graph with those. Now the other one is a horizontal line that goes through -3. So here's -3. And that would be the line that graphs that. Again, we have a graphical solution, but that is not exact. Now let's practice estimating more or less where that point is. In x, notice that is very close to -3. So I can say that approximately, like I can guess, that is -2.8. And then if we go here, that's one we know for sure because we know it touches in -3. So that one would be -3. So let's find now, using substitution, let's find the value of x. These two y's are the same, so I can say that -3 equals 2x plus 2. Because y equals -3, so I'm doing substitution. Then I'm going to pass the 2 that is adding to subtract, so we have -5 equals 2x. And then we're going to pass it to divide. Now, if you divide -5 divided by 2, that's -2.5. And actually notice that is very close to what we guessed. We guessed it was -2.8. And that is the reason why it's important to find the exact solution using elimination or substitution. Because sometimes the graphical solution is not exact and you have to guess. So you have to find the exact solution by using substitution or elimination. That's it. We'll do some practice and these will become very, very easy. I'll see you in the next video.